Hey guys, how's it going? Danconia, welcome back to the Overwatch Transfer Roundup. So it's time to go through some more transfers. There's not too many to talk about, but we are going to have some to go through. Most of them are in, actually in fact all of them are in tier 2, I think, contenders and the likes, because basically there's nothing going on in the Overwatch League because there is no Overwatch League transfer window, so players can't move in or out apart from on that special contract status, and no one is doing that at the moment. So we are going to continue on with our Contenders coverage here in the transfer roundup, where we start off at Xavier Esports, which is a team actually in the Pacific region we haven't seen since Pacific Contenders got shut down. They will be letting go of 2 players. This is 2 players to retirement actually. This is both players are from Thailand. This is the support Thea and the DPS Mushroom. They are both leaving Xavier Esports and will be retiring from Overwatch. Then we have another Thailand player. This is Bumbarapa. He will be leaving Giant Lynx and will also be retiring from Overwatch. So there's a lot of players from Thailand retiring there. Obviously that's really disappointing to see. We don't know whether there'll be an Overwatch World Cup this year. We still don't have a confirmation on that. But it's still disappointing to see players leaving, and I wish them all the best for their next endeavours outside of the Overwatch realm. But we have a new British tank called I'm Special coming in to the EU team Avoided, and I wish him all of the best. Again, coming from being unsigned, no team before that, so good luck to him. Also, we have Juby, the American support player, coming into HU Storm. So, again, wishing him all the best. He was currently assigned before that, and he will be looking to push on again. Then we have a Brazilian Brazilian support player, Lock Giu. It's Lock Giu. Signing for, leaving Aggressive, I should say, and becoming unassigned. So, I wish him all the best for the future. Then we move back to the EU, where we see a new tank coming in at Shoots Crew EU. This is the German tank Naru, who has been around the block a little. He is coming in at Shoes Winner Crew EU, and he is probably looking forward to the Contender Season 4 Shoes Winner Crew EU, which is completely being dominated by British Hurricane right now, as it was in Season 1 of this year. EU Contenders is very one-sided right now. Moving on to America, and we have an incomer at Karasuno. This is the Korean support player Delight. He will be coming in. He was unassigned previously before this, and I wish him all the best. This is an interesting move coming up. So this is Muse, the Korean tank player. Now, Muse was at the Eternal Academy, and Eternal Academy got disbanded again, and then he moved on loan to WGS Phoenix in South Korea. And now that loan has ended and he's moved back to being inactive on a roster that doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah. Don't know how that works, but he is now inactive at the Eternal Academy, which is a team that doesn't exist. You know, take that as you will. Who knows? Then we have a movement at Vox Nihili. This is a new manager coming in at Vox Nihili. This is the British manager Charlie. I wish him all the best. It's Charlie with a Y, not Charlie with an IE. And then we have a lot of moves going on at Noble. We're going to be talking a lot about Noble over the next few ones in America. So they have let go of a bunch of players. First of all, this is the 2 American supports, Muffin Man and Pizza Demon. Then the tank player from Trinidad and Tobago, Infernal. And then the 2 American DPS players, My Crazy Can and Ultimate Web. They are all leaving Noble. Also, their on-loan Scottish tank player, Cameron, he will be leaving and going back to Saints, or Maryville Esports, I should say, because I get those two confused up because of the same org. But then we are going to see a bunch of people come in at Noble. So this is going to be the unassigned American tank player, Odd. He will be coming in. And then they are going to sign up the entire roster of Dark Mode Esports North America. Now, if you know of Dark Mode started off in North America and spread across the globe. They are competing in North America, South America, EU. I think that's it right now. I think it's North America, South America, and EU right now for Dark Mode. So they've really expanded, but they're going to lose their entire roster to Noble here. So this is the American support players Archer and Mudkit, the Korean tank player Soko, the Canadian tank player Farinfar, the 2 American DPS players Petal and Wannabe, and then the Canadian DPS player Seeker. They will all be moving from Dark Mode Esports NA to Noble, and they will be featuring for them going forward. Then we have a new team being formed in South America. This is Majestos, and they will also be acquiring a bunch of players from Dark Mode Esports, but this is Dark Mode Esports South America division. So I don't know what's going on with Dark Mode. These teams haven't disbanded as far as I know. They're just really losing their entire rosters. Don't know why. So this is going to be the Venezuelan support player Cabimas, the American support player Avenue. Did I say that was a Venezuelan support player or a Venezuelan DPS player? I hope it was support. The tank player Abdallah from Iraq, the American tank player Matt Merck, the tank player from Panama, Edisti, the American, I said tank, he's DPS, Edisti's a DPS, the American DPS player Nvidia, and the Trinidad and Tobago DPS player Coco. They will all be moving from Dark Mode Esports South America to Majestos, and I wish them all the best. Obviously, I don't know what's going on at Dark Mode with their different divisions, but we will see what happens, because only EU is left now? That actually has a roster? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, moving on, we have a movement at Odyssey in North America. Odyssey just had a pretty good run, by the way. This is the American coach, the British coach, maybe coming in for Odyssey. He was unassigned before that. I wish him all the best, and I think they've done pretty well since he's come in as well. I can't believe I got that wrong. I can't believe I called him American. That's so bad of me, considering I'm British. Anyway, movement in Australia. This is the Singapore DPS player Soggy. He was turning out for Mind Freak recently. He will now be a two-way player for Mind Freak. I say two-way, it's kind of a lone sort of thing. He'll be playing for both Mind Freak and Far East Society. Far East Society don't compete in a league. Obviously, they are a Pacific team. We don't have a contender-specific region anymore. They will be competing in a one-off tournament. Mind Freak still compete in that Contenders Australian region. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out, and I wish him all the best dueling for both teams. Then we have a movement in EU. This is the French DPS player Alex moving from Stop Toxicity to Vox Nihili. So Vox Nihili recruiting a few people coming in. They wanted to try and get better and better in that European region. It is really difficult to get to the top of right now, as I'm sure everyone knows. And I wish him all the best. Back to North America, and we have two people coming out of Triumph. This is going to be the American support player Lep and the Korean support player Vigilante. They will both be leaving Triumph and will no longer be assigned. I wish them all the best for their hunt for a new team. Then we have major outs at Blossom in South Korea. This is the two coaches, STYX2K. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to call him Stixt. Sit on, and then the support players Yasin and Aimwatch, and then the two tank players Emolga and Sungyun, then the two DPS players November and Gurio. They will all be leaving Blossom and will no longer be assigned. Blossom is still trying to look for that opening to get back to the upper echelons of Korean contenders. It's not quite working right now, so they're going to change it up. Now we have a movement back in North America. This is Avasta Gaming. This is them bringing in a new coach. This is the German coach Duke. He was currently unassigned before this, but now he will be turning out for Vasta Gaming. Also, we have an in at Shoes Medical EU. This is a new analyst coming in, the Dutch analyst DMDGJS. And again, unless I call him Dudjs, I don't know what to say. So I'm just going to say out the letters instead. Okay. Now we have an out at Kratos. This is the American support player Gunther. He will be leaving Kratos and will no longer be assigned, and I wish him all the best in his hunt for a new team. Another movement in Revival, which we've seen quite a bit of lately, is the American DPS player Aspire. He is moving to inactive at Revival and will be on loan at Malibu, and we wish him all the best going forward at Malibu. There's always a lot of moves at Revival at the moment, and it's very unsettling for that team, I would imagine. Another movement at Talon Esports in Korea now, because they're not Pacific, they're Korea now. This is them bringing in the coach Sion, the Korean coach that we've just seen leave Blossom. He will now be coming into Talon Esports, and they're hoping that they can compete with the best in Korea, which is going to be a very tall order, but we'll see what they can do. And then we have a movement of Vasta Gaming. This is them letting go of the Norwegian tank player Explorer. He will no longer be assigned. And then they're going to bring in another player from Stop Toxicity. This will be the Welsh DPS player W. Maimone. And I have never seen someone designated as Welsh on this series, so that's really cool. It's normally either British or Scottish. I don't know why Cameron identifies as Scottish. It's part of Great Britain. Currently is anyway. I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to get into that because it's political. So that's a very interesting signing for Vasta Gaming, and I wish him all the best turning out for that team. And then the last thing we're going to go through is a load of incomers at Up Gaming in that South American region. I'm terrible today. This is all Brazilian players. This is the support player Lockju, the support player Red Mocha, the 2 tank players GBR and Storm, and the 2 DPS players Leo and Darken. They will all be coming in at Up Gaming, a new roster for those guys in South America, and I wish them all of the best. So, that is our transfer roundup for this week. It's been a lot of major roster changes, a lot of rosters completely shifting, but interesting nonetheless. And I wish all of these guys the best going forward. But I'm going to leave it here for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.